Welcome to the conclusion of my series, The Art of Democracy for Campaigns. Hecka cool, because if you're watching this episode, it possibly means that you have watched the whole series. I know, wishful thinking, right? So being that this is my last episode, my goal is to recap or recapitulate the whole series. Then I want to share with you some of my thoughts and personal experiences. Therefore, we're going to go from the usual presentation to a more relaxed one. Now, please note, episode number 1 was my intro, so we won't cover that. Episode 13 is simply a listing of my products, and episode 14 is this one. I'll speak only to episode 2 through 12. I won't break this out into sections, but I will create chapters on the bottom to help guide you through this, and with any luck, I can keep it short. So, every campaign, be it a candidate or a cause or a measure or proposition, must begin with initial estimations, at least from my perspective. This episode would be episode 2, vetting, which covers the questions that will help you understand the strengths, weaknesses, needs, and competition to start your work. Then there'd be episode 3, viability, which covers the financial and political viability of your goal. Then episode 4, intelligence, which covers almost everything from rules and compliances to opposition analysis and the influencers. And to close out the initial estimations, we have episode 5, the heavens and the earth, which covers everything from topography to leadership and ideologies. Now, after completing these 4 episodes, you'll now have your blueprints, your roadmap, framework, if you will, for your campaign and strategy. To complete your campaign and strategy, you'll need then to go to the how-tos. So, episodes 6 through 12 are essentially the tools and the procedures you will need to run in your campaign. Each episode will give you a glimpse of the work needed or required, because essentially it will be your knowledge and approach that will define your success, but only if you are prepared. Conclusion of this series. Initial estimations is paramount before anything can begin. The other episodes 6 through 12 are more of a as-needed type of review. Although I say this, I would be remiss if I did not state that the episodes of candidate development and fundraiser are so very, very important, especially to new candidates. Okay, we are done here. If you want to stick around, the next section of this episode will be more relaxed and basically just my thoughts and opinions.
It's a new day, it's a new life for me.
Holy cow, Batman. 14 episodes. I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted. Nah, I feel pretty good. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for at least the past 15 years or so. Finally, it's out there, and I'm happy. In closing this series, I wanted to share with you a few things that I hold very important to me and my philosophy. In my episode of vetting, one question that I asked that is almost paramount to all other questions is, why are you running? Well, I want to point that question at myself, but with a twist. Because yes, I have run for office in the past and lost. I have filed to run for the assembly in the past, and I have withdrawn. Why have I produced this series? Simple. I want to offer help when, where, and how I can. And what I've learned about myself is that my inspiration over the past decades and over 4,000 campaigns comes from those new candidates that want to change the world. Those that seek justice when there is none. Those that believe, yes, we can, or si se puede. I see in them the heart, the soul, and the passion of humanity, the desire for progress, and the need to build or repair, if you will. They are the ones that have transformed this country, this world, into a democracy, transformed slavery, women's suffrage, civil rights, human rights, equal rights over the centuries. These are the personality types that represent the energy for positive change and hope. They inspire me to do what I can. They fill me with hope. Now, there's a clear aura and presence of strength, honor, and nobility in these candidates that leave me awestruck. And I'm going to share with you a little story of mine, but I promise I'll bring it back to here. I believe the year was 1990. I was at a state Democratic Party convention. There must have been 4,000 people there. And I was walking through the convention. I ran across a crowd of people all gathered around one person. His name was Ron Kovic, and he was in a wheelchair. I had never seen or heard of him before. The crowd was saying or chanting, "Run for Congress, run for Senate, etc., run, run, run." You see, in 1990, a movie came out called Born on the 4th of July, and it starred Tom Cruise. It was about and written by Ron Kovic. At one point, he raised his hand to speak, to quiet the crowd, if you will. Ron said, "Everyone seems to be looking for the next Martin Luther King, the next John F. Kennedy, the next Cesar Chavez. Stop looking outward for those to lead, but rather start looking inward." Well, that was a crowd stopper. Not just for those chanting, but also for me as an observer. This is how I see each new candidate. They want to change the world. They have made the choice to give of themselves, to sacrifice much to change the world. They have chosen to look inward. Now, this is a peek of why I created this series. Therefore, if you have chosen to look inward and run, if you have chosen to make things happen, not just watch them happen, then go forward and change the world. If you do, you will have my attention, my respect, and my admiration. Well, unless you drink the Kool-Aid, of course. So don't do that. If this episode or series was helpful, please hit the subscribe, like, and notification. Again, please feel free to buy me a cup of coffee. Link is below. Thanks for joining me. See you on the campaign trail. A su servicio. At your service, Jess Cervantes.